The race for Colorado Attorney General continues to heat up, with the list of Democratic candidates vying to replace term-limited Phil Weiser getting longer. Hetal Doshi, a former assistant U.S. attorney for Colorado, entered the race last month. I caught up with her today to ask how she would represent Colorado's legal interests if she were elected. Joining us now to talk about her campaign for Attorney General is Hetal Doshi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me today.
So you're a former federal prosecutor. You were a litigator at the DOJ. You have a long legal track record going back 20 years. Why are you jumping into politics and running for Attorney General?
So I'm running for Attorney General of Colorado because I think democratic institutions today are under attack and working families are worse off today than they've ever been before. And that really has motivated me because that struggle and that feeling is not a political punchline to me. It's much more my own family's lived experience. I am proudly a first-generation American, daughter of immigrants, and a family that very much taught me what it means to be a patriot, but also through my own lived experience, I've seen what it's like to be an immigrant in this country and to struggle with the idea of getting a job that can pay the bills, to be able to be treated with respect and dignity in that job, and to be able to put food on the table. And so, that watching my parents chase that American dream such that one day I'd end up in a room like this, sitting across from someone like you, really instilled in me this idea of hard work and sacrifice and standing up against bullies, which is what led me to federal service and where I was a federal prosecutor for more than 10 years. And it was in that job that I really learned how to stand up to power and to fight for communities and working people. And in my tenure as a federal prosecutor, I had the opportunity to investigate and prosecute corrupt public officials, violent criminals, executives and companies that violated the law, and where appropriate, put those wrongdoers in jail. Eventually, I came to the opportunity to lead 800 public servants in courtroom battles against the biggest, most well-financed adversaries in our country in historic litigations against Google and Apple and Ticketmaster and companies, corporate landlords that jack up our rents. And so the through line to that entire experience, both as a first-generation American and as a longtime public servant, is this idea that it's important to fight and to win those battles under the law because that's our refuge when things are not going well.
You broke the record for the most money raised by a state-level candidate in a single day, $265,000 just 24 hours after announcing your campaign. Why do you believe so many people connected with your campaign right away?
Well, thank you so much for those kind words. I think that we were able to do that as a team because so many people across America and in Colorado saw themselves in my personal story. I think people are looking for inspiration in this moment. They are looking for a battle-tested leader and someone that they believe is going to fight for them. And I think they see that in my background and experience, and I am incredibly, incredibly grateful for the support.
Well, Hetal Doshi, we appreciate this conversation and good luck on your campaign.
Thank you so much for having me.
She joins a crowded Democratic primary. Other candidates include Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, Boulder DA Michael Dougherty, former State House Speaker Crisanta Duran, and attorney David Seligman. I've spoken to all of them about their plans if elected. You can scan the QR code on your screen to find my extended interviews or go to Denver7.com/politics. Election Day is November 3rd, 2026.